So here we are with the final episode, episode 12 of I'm in Love with the Villainess. I genuinely thought we were going to have 13 episodes, but when I found out that this was the last episode last week, I was like, what the heck? So we'll just have to see what they're gonna do for this finale. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonal and some seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. It's gray clouds and everything, you know, that we're back in the Sag. Damn, dude. Y'all just staring straight ahead. And like, you're the only people in this fucking hallway. Alright, where's Manaria coming in? Oh, is that a double rainbow? Wow! What? Oh, here she is. Oh, I misjudged you. I thought you would have fucking done something. Come on now. Then get the fuck back up! Come on now, Ray! That's all your feelings amount to. Oh, you're blaming her? Alright. Exactly. That's right, Manaria. Fucking sees right through you. Of course you would. Who wouldn't? How would you know? Yeah, how would you know if you're not even try? Mm-hmm. Either you give up and just be friends, or... Where are we gonna... I too was once like you. That's why you got the... Alright, Manaria. Alright, Manaria. Alright. Whoa. Oh, that's why you got the nickname? Damn, dude, she fucking died. Manaria, did you just admit to... Oh! She's going to continue playing as the villain! Uh-oh. You better fucking get her, Ray! I thought you gave up! Oh, the scales. There's nothing in it for me. Damn, Manaria's out here trying to get a harem. Meanwhile, Claire's just like, the fuck, y'all betting on me again? Oh, Reller's been all scared. Yo, Manaria's out here. Yo, she's fighting on both sides right now. You won't fucking say shit about this whole thing. So that's why we're fighting. Simply too audacious. Man, she's just charging into the bath. Thane. Maybe she's going after the flower, you know? There's just a scary monster just chilling out here in the forest. A 1% drop. Oh, 0.5. Ooh, damn, she's grinding out here. Well, off she goes. Fighting all day and night. You know, I was thinking, I'm just like, is this her time of just like changing clothes by herself? And now, here you are, huh? Well, I mean, you're fighting against someone who's perfect. No, you gotta take advantage! Holy shit. Oh my god, that man's twirling her. Ouch, dude. She was... Oh my god, Rayleigh is just so fast. Mean nothing to me. I'm hoping Ray will win. Oh! Her tsundere continues to persist. Oh, I think she just said her feelings. Oh, she needed to think about Ray, huh? You don't have to beg, you could just ask her, you know? You could still ask with nobility. I'll have to hope for a miracle. Like the kind that happens in stories. Well, you know, Claire is a romanticist. Of course, she gets the flower. Flower of Flora. That poor flower. Well, hold on, Manaria, hold on. She hasn't been here for like 2 seconds. Hold on, Manaria. But does it make your heart flutter? Oh shit, trying to steal her kiss? Claire, Ray's over here like... I'm like a minute late. Come on now, Manaria. She been grinding all night. Ooh, got a pat on the back from her friend. Is it me or Rayleigh looks a little different? A little rainbowy. Must have been the blush. Ooh, that gets you all flared up, huh? Hold on. It's a rock. Oh, it's a stick. Sorry, it's a branch. Hey, we'll have to put this on the scale. Damn, what the... I thought it touched the ground, but it... My offering. A miracle's gonna happen. You won't have faith in Ray. Oh, is she putting faith in her? Holy sh... Oh my god, an entire tree just grew from it. So, is this tree gonna just be here now? Branch of eternal love. Huh. Just because it's known today, there's something else. Rod knows what's up. Acknowledge me. I can't give you the fantasized romance that you want. Oh! Manaria just cuts right into it. I mean, of course, yes. Oh shit, she's trying to steal. Ooh. 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 Damn, just say it out loud to everybody in this crowd. No, Keith. Tsundere in full effect right now. Oh, okay, we The first prince died suddenly. I've come, and I've made a mess of everything. And now I'm off. Bye, Manaria. Bye. You came in and you just pulled everything. You pulled the progression up by... She's so angry. Thane is so annoyed. Maybe I went too far. Who would have thunk? Well, I mean, the both of you guys weren't going to move anywhere. I love the turtleneck that she's wearing right now. Well, wind is what she specializes in. Congratulations. Oh. You still got me! Y'all a couple now, aren't you? We're skipping from that to just bride now? Oh my god. The fun? Why can't both of you be brides? Oh, she just said bride to... Meanwhile, Rei can't celebrate. We've got a cliffhanger. Oh, just who are you? Neutralize an unknown poison. Oh, of course, she's pretty smart. Spy from the Empire. I swear to Miss Claire. Ah, they're gonna use that as the cliffhanger. And swearing to any god. Doesn't call her commoner anymore. Oh, well, she'll say it louder then. Oh my god, the PDA in this classroom. Somebody take these two out of here. Teacher, please get these two the fuck out of here. All right, that is that. All right, that's it. That's the end of the episode. That's the finale. Okay, we're gonna go back to the center. All right, so that was episode 12 of I'm in Love with the Villainess. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was, you know what? I think For what it's worth, it's a pretty good finale. That's what I'll say. Oh, Manaria came in, played herself the villain in order to get Rei and Claire together, and then now that her job's done, she's like, I'm out of here. See you later. My job is over. Goodbye. I will account this to the first overarching arc. It's pretty long. It's pretty big. So a lot of things, we're technically still not finished with it. So a lot of things are still to be said in like season 2 and whatever, if there's going to be a season 2, but also, you know, the way that they showcase it, right? This is what's going to happen. This is the fate of Claire. And if there isn't a season 2, go read the light novel or go read the manga, you know? The typical, you know you want to know more about this, so go fucking read it. Because what's the possibility of having a Yuri anime that gets a second season, am I right? There's this other scene that I wanted to point out where Manaria is telling Rei that I felt the same way that you felt. It was at this point where I was just like, well, did Manaria just admit it to Rei that she just like SA'd a woman? Like, oh my god, I mean, the moment Manaria is just like, I know that she couldn't resist me because of our power, not a power level, but, you know, our differences in status. I was just like, whoa, Manaria, whoa, oh my god, stop! And then it happened, and I was just like, what? And then she left, and I'm just like, who would have thought? You could at least say, like, I love you or something, you know? God, but we saw the reason why Manaria got her name in the first place, right? Because she goes around to a bunch of brothels and, you know, just have sexual relationships with women and all that. But she felt empty all the same because she lost her first love because she squandered. Wow, who would have thought? Bad, Manaria, bad. No. This is some real bad shit right there. So since Manaria told Rei about her past, and then she goes full-on villain yet again by saying, hey, well, this is what I am, right? I'm a fucking flounderer out here. I'm an adulterer. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with Claire. I'm going to get my entertainment right out of her, and that riles Rei up yet again. Because the thing that Manaria wanted was to rile Rei up, and then hopefully get force Rei to pour out her feelings, but like in a much more honest way instead of making it in a jokey way. Right, pour it out to Claire instead of doing the same thing that she's been doing this whole time. And since that didn't work, she goes into a full-on villain mode and say, I'm gonna do fucked up shit to Claire. So like, since you've already given up. Anyways, Rei challenges her to the scale of love and whatever. And here is Claire, who's just like, great, I'm the prize again. I thought that was very funny. I know some people made comments about like, well, isn't this what Claire wanted? And that's kind of the same thing that Rei talked about last episode, and I wrote it in the description since I totally forgot to mention it last episode because I was a little bit too charged up, not gonna lie. But where Claire had gotten mad that you guys were fighting over me this whole time, and Rei's like, well, isn't that what you wanted? And it's the idea that Claire wants a fantasized romance. She is a romanticist or whatever. This is something that she fantasize, and there's a big difference between fantasy and reality. And so here she is having her fantasy, but then the reality is nothing like her fantasy. It is in fact full of fucking hurt. It's something that Rei was trying to tell Claire before she got interrupted by Manaria, that like, hey, I don't think that that's cool. The idea of, oh, just this person in the middle who just can't fucking decide, and they're just gonna let these two dudes, just that's the story of the scale, just gonna let these two dudes fight over her and shit. I mean, the whole story of the scale was that two dudes were in love with a nun or something, a sister, to which I was thinking when they were saying that, I'm just like, isn't she, if she's like part of a religion and she's like a nun or a sister or something, doesn't that mean that she can't choose a love in the first place? Whatever. And I'm like, didn't they go to war with each other or something before they finally, it was the girl, right, who decided that they're gonna do the scale of love. Anyways, it seems like a lot of bloodshed happened in that story. Claire saw that story in a very romanticized way. And Rei sees that in a much more, I was gonna say a realistic way, perhaps, in the way that she sees the consequences of all of this, and also because she has experienced an unrequited love before, so she knows how it feels, so she can't see this romanticized way that Claire is seeing. And we all know that Claire hasn't fully been heartbroken before. She had that romance that she liked about Thane before, she just tossed him aside. Poor Thane. Getting tossed aside in both his royalty and in romance. But yeah, she had that romance that she felt for Thane, but perhaps the way that she felt, consider that, again, she tossed him very quickly, it was probably very much on a surface level. Anyways, as what I'll say, Claire has a fantasy, and often our fantasy isn't how reality is, and sometimes you can't just be like, well, this is what you fantasize, so isn't this what you wanted? And it's just kind of like, well, no, right? And so I understand Rei's argument in the last episode, and I know some people made the same or similar argument about Claire for that, and one could say that Claire is a hypocrite, to which I would say, who isn't? Who isn't at some point a hypocrite? And that's just how I feel about Claire. I still think, in terms of this whole situation, that Claire does feel like the victim in all of this, right? She is the prize who is being put without truly her consent, but like Claire's just kind of, well, I'm here now, I guess. But also, here in this scene, because Claire's saying, oh, you guys are making me the prize again, what the fuck? And Manaria just straight up tells Claire, well, that's because you won't fucking tell us your feelings. That's why we're fighting, don't you know? And I love it, dude. Manaria's just coming out here saying this fucking shit to y'all. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. We have this moment between Misha and Claire where Misha says, I hope that Rei wins, because, well, I mean, she's been with Rei for ever since Rei came into her body. Okay, pronouns, that it sounds like Rei went into Misha's body. But, when the Rei went into her reincarnated, there you go, whatever. Misha's been around, and she knows that Rei's love is genuine. The Flower Princess knows that Rei's love is genuine. Pippi and Loretta knows that Rei's love is genuine, and they all have a seed of doubt that Claire definitely, a seed of doubt means that they doubt that Claire hates Rei. Okay, just trying to make my sense make sense. So they have a clue that she probably has some sort of attachment to Rei, with Misha telling Claire, or asking Claire, how do you feel about Rei? And Claire indirectly talks about her feelings towards Rei in the most tsundere way as much as possible. She's just so incorrigible, she's way too cheeky for a commoner, but she says that with a smile on her face and a blush on her cheek, and Misha's like, well, finally you're fucking smiling. And it's coming from Rei, which is very nice. Anyways, Rei got the branch of eternal love, which is way weightier than the flower of the whatever, the flower of flora of whatever that sunflower thing is. It's way weightier, and here she is making a genuine confession to Claire, which I thought was very nice, right? Because all of these other times we have seen Rei say, I love you, Claire, whatever, but she says it in a very jovial tone. She says it in a very joking tone. That makes Claire not take her that seriously. It's kind of like that part at the school festival when Rei was in her butler outfit and she got down on her knees and just be like, try to be a little butlery, almost like a little prince-like. And that was the part where we actually see Claire blush up at Rei's advances, right? That because Rei albeit she was kind of playing it up still, she wasn't being all that joking about it, right? And that actually gets to Claire. And so here is Rei saying her true and honest feelings in a much more serious way, telling her, hey, I can't be that fantasized, that romanticized version that you want. I'm always going to make things I'm always going to turn things into jokes. Understandable, Rei. I'm always going to turn things into jokes, and, you know, I just can't be that person that you have in your mind, but my love to you is genuine. And I do like this, I do like this scene, you know, again, it comes out very genuine, and I like it, I enjoy it. And I love that Claire is taken back by this, and, you know, she's got little tears in her eyes, she's ready to take Rei's hands and, you know, just have a touching moment. But in that moment, Claire accepts Rei's feelings, but does that mean she reciprocates it? Right? That's a different thing, right? If she's willing to acknowledge Rei's feelings, that's one thing. But it's another to actually reciprocate it. So we've got Manaria coming in, which at first I was just like, ooh, Manaria is just cutting into this whole situation. Uh-oh, can't wait for the people gonna be throwing ire at Manaria. But we have Manaria, who confesses that, well, of course she's not really going after Claire this whole time, she's going after Rei. I kind of assume that's why she did it in the first place. Rei gave her a cold shoulder, and Manaria's just like, game on. Bet. She tries to do a little romance on Rei, right? Bringing her down and everything, ready for a little smooch, and this forces Claire to finally say her feelings, right? Damn, dude, that the fucking strength from that, by the way, just grabbing her by the back of her fucking jacket and just pulls her right out. The strength in that, dude, the strength in that. But that forces Claire to confess her feelings and not let Rei know that she, in fact, likes Rei in the same way that Rei likes her. And I like that. 40 chess move from Manaria. So, I enjoy this whole scene. Again, dude, Manaria, she came in, she did what she needed to do, and she got the fuck out of here. Fantastic. And, of course, this forced Claire to say all of this in front of a live audience. A whole bunch of people have heard this, and they're just like, wow, is this a noble confessing their feelings for a commoner? Or maybe it's just a noble confessing that this is her property. Whichever one, you know? But she said it in front of a live audience, she can't go back from this now. Albeit she might still try to, because she's a giant tsundere, and, you know, that's what tsunderes do. Before Manaria left, she asked Rei, just who are you? You know something that was much weightier than that flower thingy, and I heard that you managed to cure that poison that was from the newer empire, despite that being like a wholly new poison. How do you know about that? Are you a spy from the empire? This is just Manaria scrutinizing Rei and hoping to see if she can poke any holes into Rei, but also if she has to leave, she wants to make sure that Claire is going to be safe with this girl, right? She doesn't want Claire to be a part of, well, she doesn't want Claire to fall in love with no fucking spy that's out here trying to ruin the country or whatever. At this very least, right? Manaria is trying to protect Claire in her own way, so it's very nice. I enjoy it. And we know that Manaria is a very smart girl, so of course she picks up on this whole thing. And even though Rei can't fully say the reason why she knows about this, she says that she's doing this all for Claire, and that she swears it to Claire, which Manaria is just like, yeah, oh, well, since you swear it to her, I trust that a lot more if you just swear it to any other god. We've got this part where the faces are all darkened except for the eyes and the mouth, you know, just to see how angry and rioting they are. The mouth and the back are just so funny. Alright, it's starting to look like something else that I don't want to say. So, But we see that this is the fate of Claire, and this is why Rei does all these things that she's doing in order to, I would presume, prevent this situation from happening, right? We've got the guy with the black mask. He's the executioner. He's got the sword out here. Man, he's just gonna fucking behead her with just a sword. Could at least use an axe or something, you know? Where's Guillotine-kun when you need him? At least that'll be a much more clean cut, am I right? Actually, no, if I remember back in like the French Revolution, if I remember correctly, the guillotine sometimes it's like used a little bit too much, that like the blade gets a little blunt. You know, sometimes need a little extra swing. That being said, that's still kind of the case for like if you do it manually, you know, just having some fucking prime buff man ready to swing his axe or his sword in this case, and then it's just like, ooh, the first swipe didn't go through all the way, didn't break the bone, gotta swipe another one. God, it's awful. Might as well just hang her at that point. But yeah, other than showcasing what's going to happen in the future, that's pretty much it for this episode. As I said, for what it is, I thought that it was a good finale and a good send-off for the anime viewers to go frickin' read the light novel or the manga. And now I will talk to you about how I feel about the series overall. Okay. I believe I mentioned it at some point where I felt like the series was a little bit too slice of life-ish for me, because we had a lot of moments that it just, again, it really just feels like, you know, we're just going through our school life and all that, and we didn't really get a lot of lore behind everything until like episode 8 or 9 or something. I would say that the way that they presented this story is not my cup of tea, and that's fine, right? Because it could be somebody else's cup of tea. And again, and I know that some people enjoy some people enjoyed the slow burn between Rei and Claire's relationship, and I too enjoy a good slow burn. But like, before Manaria came, was it really a slow burn? Because they barely went anywhere. Again, it's the idea that Rei already gave up on Claire, and then there's so many moments where, not so many moments, there was a moment back in episode 7 or episode 8 or something, where it looks like Claire would want to open up to Rei, but then Rei, being in the same demeanor that she is, she doesn't recognize it, and she just falls back to her default. And that causes Claire to close herself back up again. So, like, the way that their relationship was, it wasn't really a slow burn. It wasn't really burning at all. The wick was not lit. So that's why I appreciate Manaria coming in. I think that episode 10 to 12 was, like, the best part of of the series. Mainly because we got some drama, and as I wrote in the title of last episode, the drama was palpable. It was delicious, and I loved it. It was great, and it was the time where I actually felt like Rei and Claire had some progress. But at the same time, typically I'm not a big fan of third-party threats, because I want their relationship to be able to move forward without having anybody coming in, right? A third party coming in to try to ruin their relationship in order for their relationship to come out stronger. And typically, I'm not a big fan of that, but I have a requirement for these third party threats. And the requirement is if the relationship isn't going anywhere, and it requires somebody to come in to cause a fucking problem in order for them to in order for their relationship to start. And in this case, Rei and Claire fits that requirement for me. And so when Manaria came in, I was like, this is great. I love this. So in terms of like the actual Yuri part of this Yuri anime, I wish we had more of it. But again, it was established all the way back in episode 3 that Rei wasn't going to go anywhere with Claire, that she was willing to stay the way that they are. So They were basically, she was basically being a useless lesbian, which honestly, what else is new in the freaking girl love genre? Since I'm already kind of talking about characters, right? Rei and Claire and Manaria, I wish that we had a little bit more with the side characters. I genuinely do, because side characters are my bread and butter. I often end up liking side characters a whole lot more than the main characters themselves. But here, I felt like we didn't really get to see a lot of any progression for side characters. And in terms of like progression for side characters, I'm thinking about Skip and Loafer. God, Skip and Loafer is just so good when it comes to like side character progressions. It's just, chef's kiss. But here, what I felt about the side characters, right? Misha, the Bower Princess, Lene, they really just felt like, Pipi and Loretta too. They just felt like pieces of a chessboard that needed to be moved in order to get us to where we should be in the story. I feel a little sad about that because it's just kind of like, well, here's Misha, this is who she is, you know, she's from a rude noble family, and she perhaps has a crush on you or whatever, kind of like what we see in the opening, and that doesn't really go anywhere, and it's just like, okay. And then we've got Thane, who, I don't know, he got a haircut, good for him. I mean, and then he helped Rei and Claire with not getting Lene and Lambert from being executed. So, like, that's good. Rod is just Rod. He's just a lad. And we've got Lene, who I guess, no. I was gonna say kind of has character progression, but I don't know. Maybe she could have had, but then she left the story afterwards, so I'm just like, okay, bye, Lene. And the whole thing with Lene is just like, well, you know, you and me, Rei, we both love Claire, just in different forms, but now that I've gotta go, it's a good thing that you're here for Claire, Rei. I feel good knowing that you're here to take care of her. And then before Lene leaves, she's just like, Claire will always be my master. I continue to be in servitude of Claire. I'm just like, cool. Good shit. The way that I feel about the side characters, unfortunately, is that they really do just feel like pawn pieces in a chessboard. And I would account that to the way that Rei is, because I've talked about this last episode, right? That the fact that Rei cares only about Claire. She doesn't care about anybody else, so she does not care about their backstory, and because she probably already knows about it, so like she doesn't really care about learning it again, right? Since she played through this story so much, she probably knows the Bower Princess, so she doesn't care about their backstory because she already has it in her head, but she's not going to explain it to us, the viewer. There's that. I mean, she already knew about Lene and Lambert, so like she doesn't really need to pry into that with Lene until it just comes out, and Rei is just like, yeah, I knew about it. So not only because we don't get to see these characters, but it comes from, we're mainly following Rei's perspective. So because of that, we don't get to see any progress with these side characters. So it's a very unfortunate thing. And you know, we do get a little bit of Claire's past, and the thing with Claire's past, I would account that to the same way that I feel with like episode 4 or episode 5 or even episode 9 and 8, where it feels like the execution of those are a little bit, it's a little muddled. It's a little especially when it comes to like the action portion. I have a big problem with episode 5 because it's literally just Pokemon battles. They're just standing there and whipping out one of their 4 moves. And the fucking horns are out here playing. And I'm just like, okay, cool. That could have just been half of an episode at the very least. Actually, you know, before I say that could have been half an episode, let me go look at episode 5 again. Okay, let's see. The battle sort of starts at 6, and then it pretty much ends. Yeah, okay. It is, yeah, I go back to what I was saying, which is you should probably, that episode honestly could have been half. The whole battle could have just taken half. You know, we could have skipped over a few battles. And that would have been fine. Because we got to show, like, the Ball Princess got to show off their magical prowess and all that. And I'm like, that's cool. And then we didn't really get to see that again, because I think it was episode 9 where they fight the Chimera, and most of that is just, well, I mean, all of it is just Rei and Claire. Claire just fired her laser beam at the Chimera, so, and it was just that. And then, I mean, Thane came in a little bit to just take the poison, and then that's it. Or we didn't even get to see the Ball Princess fight again. And even if we didn't get to see them battle in, like, episode 5, I would still have an idea that the princess would have kicked those commoners' asses. So, it's just... And, you know, we got to see Thane fight back in, like, episode 4 as well, and that's supposed to kind of be Rei trying to get Claire together with Thane. That's whatever, you know. Episode 4 was a little cheesy with the way that the music was. But, other than obtaining Rare, yes, I think episode was just really obtaining the slime. And that was pretty much it. And yeah. That's pretty much it. Okay, what was I talking about? Execution. Well, it's also, it's the execution, but like, the problem that I have with this anime is that it's the execution of scenes, but it's also the pacing of it, as what I was saying, where I felt like it was going through a slice of life feel. It was going through a lot of things that I'm just kind of like, okay, that's cool, but like, where are we going with this, you know? Yeah, that's it's certainly there. I will say in continuing with like the execution, the way that they played Rei up in like episode 1 and 2 and such, it was a little much. It was a little much. Maybe too much, but it was a little much. I'm kind of glad that it kind of you know, eased down a bit, but there was a dip in quality, but that's just something I sort of expect with a lot of these anime studios, where they kind of like go all in for the first 3 episodes and then they kind of trickle down afterwards, whether they have too many projects going on or, you know, they just kind of spent all their resources on like the first 3 episodes or whatever, or sometimes they, you know, they cut back a little bit in order to get into like the much more primed episode and whatever. But there certainly was that felt of the quality of the anime. For the music, despite me shitting on like the Pokemon like music, I actually like it. Because I like Pokemon music. I think it's pretty cool. I just don't think that it matches all that well, especially with the way that certain music that they were playing for episode 4 when Claire and Thane was teaming up with one another. I felt that was a little cheesy, but it was like, but I think it was the combination of the music felt a little bit too epic for the style of animation that they were going for. But there were some slower music that I liked for this series, and I think I do enjoy the soundtrack overall. But I think that's pretty much my thoughts about the series. In terms of Yuri, I wish there was a little bit more, but again, it's just the way that Rei was, right? That she's already given up on her love before she even tries it. And in terms of the fantasy part, the magical part, I wish that we did get a good chunk of like magical stuff, right? Magical explanations and whatnot. I do feel that it didn't really, I don't know, I think they made the magic to, you know, to have a platform, and I think for the most part they did fine on that. So I guess that's fine with the magic stuff, albeit, you know, the magic is quite basic in its form, so it's fine. You know, I'm not saying that like, oh, it's bad to be basic or anything. I think it's good if you keep it simple. But other than that, it was certainly there, you know, and they used it for the stuff that they did. Actually, in terms of the whole magic stuff, I do kind of wish, this is a nitpick on my part, I do wish that they use magic more on their daily lives. And most of the times, if not all, that we see them use magic is when they're in battle. or if they're in like class or something and they're, doing a little magic practice or sparring with one another. And I wish that we got a showcase of just them using magic in their daily life, right? Because it's like, are you guys only using magic to fight each other? Is that what's going on? Are we only battling through, only battling through magic, but like, is that really the only reason why we use magic for? I wish that we had more incorporation of the magic in their daily lives. And then for the fantasy part, well, I mean, we didn't really get lore until like the later half of this series, about like the empires and stuff, and then like the Bar family and whatever. So we only got those in the last half. We've got some like fantasy creatures and stuff, magical creatures or whatnot. We've got a slime, we've got evil trees out here. Consider that most of, if not every episode took place at school, we didn't really get to see much of that. And that's I think that's whatever, that's fine. If I remember exactly that, like later on in the series, after they get passed through the major arc, there might have been some point where they left the country and go somewhere else. Perhaps, consider that they were telling us about the lore of all the other countries or empires around the current country that they stay in. So the possibility of them leaving school and doing other things could be could happen. I will say, in terms of incorporating magic, I do enjoy the other Yuri fantasy / isekai, the executioner and her way of life. I do like the way that they incorporate magic into their technology and everything. I think that's pretty good, and I do like the explanation of the magic of the magic system in that world. And also, I just like the technical style of the magic. I do enjoy technical style magic a little bit more than the classical, I've got a wand and stuff. So in terms of like the magic system, I do enjoy the executioner a little bit more. And in terms of like fantasy style stuff, I think the Magical Revolution, I do enjoy that style of the Magical Revolution a lot more. And also, I had like in terms of like the light novel of I'm in Love with the Villainess, I don't really have strong feelings towards it, but I didn't really feel like I had anything to complain other than some certain things that I will keep to myself. Because we haven't really gotten there. So, I mean, we technically had kind of gotten there with Lenny and Lambert as well, but it kind of felt like it was out of nowhere. But again, this all accounts back to Rei being the way that she is, and we're following Rei's perspective. I had no strong feelings about the light novel, and when it comes to the Magical Revolution, I didn't really like the manga as much. I didn't read the light novel, but I read the manga, and I just didn't like the way that the manga did for the Magical Revolution. And I was hoping that the anime would do better than the manga, and it did. And that's why when I came into I'm in Love with the Villainess, I was hoping that the anime would do the same for what happened with the Magical Revolution for me. That I was hoping that the anime would make me like the series more. But now that the anime ended, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I feel like the feelings, despite it not being strong, I think I still much prefer the light novel. I mean, I had my qualms with the Magical Revolution, the anime, towards the end as well, but other than that, again, I did enjoy the Magical Revolution, the anime, a lot more than the manga. Anyways, since I'm talking about Yuri fantasy and stuff, there is one that I enjoy. It's called A Witch's Love at the End of the World. And it's only 3 volumes. Unfortunately, it got caught in the 2/3 volume curse that Yuri mangas go through a lot. It only lasted that long. But I think that it's a pretty nice, compact story, and the magic system kind of feels sort of similar to I'm in Love with the Villainess. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. The endings certainly is there, but overall I thought that this was a nice one. And yeah, this is me advertising my Amazon shop. I do have an Amazon shop. of all the Yuri that I've read and I enjoyed. So yeah, if you're ever looking for any Yuri recommendation, just check it down below. It is an affiliate link, and I will get a portion of your purchase, but that's pretty much it. So yeah. You know what? Since I'm already on the roll, where I'm pretty much kind of finished talking about I'm in love with the Villainess, so here I am just with a bunch of recommendations. Look, all I'm gonna say is that if you like a little bit more raunchy stuff, Scarlet is it's like a B movie. It's cheesy. It's a little bit more on the fairy tale side of romance, and it's also falls under the curse of 2/3 volumes mangas. I mean, yeah, but volumes, and yeah, I think there's only 2 volumes, I believe, for this series. It's a short one, and yeah, again, it's very raunchy. It's very cheesy. There's a lot of plot holes, but goddamn, is it fucking enjoyable. As I said, it's like watching a B movie, and if you enjoy B movies, you might enjoy Scarlet. And the other one that I would recommend is Roll Over and Die, which is a horror Yuri, which fantastic. A lot of blood and gore out here. It's great, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have. That's pretty much all I have for this whole spiel. I would recommend reading the light novel over the manga. This is the manga, but either one, if you I think the manga is still good too. So if you don't like reading a bunch of text, you can read text with pictures instead for in manga form. And so yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. But other than that, if I have anything else to say specifically about the series, I'm in love with the Villainess, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for following me through this whole series, if you have, and I will see you when I see you.